so sorry that I look like this. It's late and I was like, I haven't done an update at all for any of this vlog. I'll do the intro tomorrow. I'm not doing that today. But basically I have been ill and I've been reading these books, so I just haven't obviously done any updates, but I have done a few montages like b-roll and stuff. So I read Brutal Prince and I really enjoyed this book. I rated it 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed the characters in this book, and I also really enjoyed the storyline and what it was about. I just absolutely love this book. I read it in one sitting as well. I could not put this book down, and I would definitely highly recommend it. And I feel like it was a great start to the series, and Sophie Lark's writing in this series in general, even in what's it called, the books, I'm not sure what the series is called, but it has There Is No Saint, There Is No Devil. Those books I did enjoy, like the writing style wise. So just Sophie Lark's writing in general, I really love. It's just so well written, and I just absolutely love it. And then I read Stolen Air yesterday, and again I read that in one sitting, and I rated it 4 stars. Again, this was still really enjoyable. I'm blanking on what's happened in these books. Oh yeah, with this one, again, I still really enjoyed it. I don't know what it is. I just feel like the first book tops this one, if that makes sense. But yeah, I really enjoyed that one as well. I am now going to be, I have started Savage Lover. Now, I did stop in the middle of a chapter to do this update, because I was like, oh, I'll forget why. Well, I'm on page 40 of Savage Lover, and I'm really enjoying this book so far. So this is about Camille Riviere and Nero Gallo, and Camille is working at her dad's shop, like car shop, like garage, and her father's sick, and she's having to protect her brother because her brother's got like into some deep stuff. And yeah, so she's a mechanic in a shop that's failing. I'm reading the back, by the way, but just translating my own words as well. Basically, she's trying to help her brother go into the right path, but then she's also trying to figure out like her own life, and she is in trouble. Pretty much, she is in trouble. But then there's Nero, and he is, it says here, a mess maker, a walking disaster, and they have basically lived next to each other their whole lives. So why don't I just read the back to you? Camille River is drowning, her father's sick, her brother's in deep with a dirty cop, and her mechanic shop is failing. She's growing desperate, trying to keep her world afloat in whatever way she can. Nero Gallo is a neighborhood hazard, a mess maker, a walking disaster. Camille has watched him burn through every girl in a 10-mile radius. As vicious as he is gorgeous, breaking hearts and never ever getting attached, which is why she can't believe it when Nicholas saves her from a risky situation. They've lived next to each other their whole lives, yet she only ever known him as sin made flesh. Is it possible she didn't really know him at all? That they aren't friends, they aren't allies. But Nero is the only chance Camille has, and she'll have to trust there's no more to him beneath the savage surface. Except trust is a dangerous thing to give, and Camille is about to learn the only thing more dangerous than trusting Nero is falling for him. Okay, so I did read the back before I read it, and I completely forgot about the cop thing that's mentioned here. So when it started to happen in this, something like, just the way things happen without saying too much, I was like, okay, yeah, I feel like this is just going to be terrible for her. And then I reread the back and I'm like, oh yeah, it actually says it in the book. So that wasn't like, I don't know if I knew that, it was just like a subconscious thing. But anyway, yeah, I'm really enjoying this book so far. I'm going to continue reading it. I definitely could read it in one sitting, because I read the first 2 in one sitting, and this one's actually a bit shorter. Right, it's shorter, but then there's a bonus chapter bonus scene, which does make it the same length. So yeah, I could definitely finish this tonight if I continue at the pace I am going still. So I'm going to continue reading this, and I'll be back with you all possibly tomorrow with an update. Okay, so I'm 97 pages in, but for this update I'm just going to round up to 100 pages. So I'm almost 100 pages in, and I feel like it's dragging on a bit. Normally when I read 100 pages in a book, it flies by. It doesn't really feel like it takes me long, and I'll do it so effortlessly. But I don't know if it's because it's slow paced or because I'm a little bit bored at the moment. I feel like not really much is happening. I don't know, it feels like it's took me so long to get 100 pages in, and it is a short book as well. It's 323 pages, so it's like shouldn't be happening by now. I don't know what it is. It just feels like it's dragging a little bit, and that's the only thing I'm struggling with right now. I'm not hating it, I am liking it. I'm also not loving it though. I am hoping it'll get better, but it's looking like a 3.5 star at the moment. But again, I'm only 100 pages in. I've still got quite a bit left, so we'll see how it goes further I get into it. Okay, so I have finished Bloody Heart. I didn't do any updates while reading it. I don't think I did, because I started it and then I had a little bit the other day, and then I had a little bit to finish today, and I finished it while on sprints earlier. I just never got around to updating, so I'm doing that now. I think this is probably like, if not my favorite, like my second favorite in the series. I can't decide because I really enjoyed the first book. The first book I rated 4.5 stars, so I don't know if to rate this 4.5. I was between 4.25 4.5 at first, but now that I've sat on a rating for a bit, I'm like, do I rate it 4.5 or do I rate it 4.75? Because I actually did really enjoy this one. I may have to set on my rating for a little bit, but my feelings right now is a 4.75 star because this is probably my favorite book in the series so far. I really enjoyed this one. Honestly, I couldn't put it down. It took me more than one sitting though, because I very much fell asleep while reading it, but that's just because I was sleepless. So it wasn't the book, it was just me not getting enough sleep. So I literally fell, because I was reading on my Kindle, I literally fell asleep, and then on sprints I finished the last couple of pages. And when I say couple of pages, I literally mean like a couple of pages. I was on, I think, chapter 42, and so I just quickly finished it. But let me just tell you, I stopped at like a really bad place. That's why I was like so eager to get back to it. But I really enjoyed this one. This one is about Simone and Dante. I was so excited with Dante's story because you kind of get like a hint of his story throughout the other books, which quite interesting. So I was really intrigued within his story because we got hints. And so this is about Simone and Dante, and they meet. How can I say this without ruining it? Okay, so it's about Simone. She is raised in a world of wealth, and then there's Dante, who is part of like the mafia. They meet and they are like really close for a few months. They fall in love then, and that's not a spoiler because it's in with the other books. I think it's on the back as well. Well, it is. They fall in love, but then they are split apart, and then 9 years later they come back together. That's all I'm saying. It's second chance romance, and there's another trope in there which I can't really say because then that will be a spoiler. But I absolutely love this book. Love, highly recommend. Now that I'm talking about it more, I'm really set on the 4.75 star, but I am going to set my rating for a while. So now I am going to start Broken Vow. This story is Riona's and Raylan. Oh, okay, so we meet Riona, I think they say, in this book, I believe. I don't remember seeing Riona in any of the others. I could be wrong, but you meet her in this one, I think. And you see Raylan as well. I can't say too much without spoiling this one. All I'm going to say is I'm excited for this one, and I'm excited for this story. I don't know too much about it. Really. Come on then. Bye then. He yawns at me and then leaves. Come on then. Okay.
So yeah, this one is, it says, he'll protect her whether she likes it or not. Riona Griffin is gorgeous, intelligent, and iron-willed, determined to carve her name in the family ledger without a man at her side. But when she barely survives an unexpected attack on her life, her family hires Raylan Boone as her bodyguard, a rancher, a soldier, and a southern boy with plenty of charm to burn. And Riona hates his guts. She doesn't think she needs anybody, but Raylan is pretty sure she needs him. After all, he's being hunted by an assassin who never misses his mark. To keep her safe, Raylan will have to stay by her side day and night for the foreseeable future. Riona might think that's a fate worse than death, but once they're alone on Raylan's family ranch, the chemistry between them comes to a boil and everything changes. Raylan knows Riona could learn to love him, but he'll have to keep her alive first. And this hitman isn't getting his girl without a fight. Doesn't that sound good? And I'm going to guess this is kind of, because it's like a family ranch, kind of like cowboy thing, like the boot. How did this not click before? But I'm excited, and I should be able to read this in one sitting, but it is quite late, so I'll probably won't finish it tonight. I can at least start it. Yeah, I'm so excited for this, so I'm going to go and start it now.
Okay, so I am 169 pages into Broken Vow. I'm currently reading. I started this morning. I'm going to try and finish it now, although it is late, so we'll see how that goes. But I am really enjoying this so far, but I can safely say I'm finding it very difficult to feel a connection between characters. That I just don't feel any connection, and I don't know what it is, because within the other books, except for Savage Lover, I had the same problem, but all the other ones I felt a connection, so I don't know what it is. But the storyline I'm loving, and I love the fact that it's like bodyguard romance kind of thing. I'm loving like the plot of the story. It's just the romance of it, funny enough, I'm not big on, because of the connection. Obviously in a romance book the connection is a big thing. So if you don't know what this one is about, it's about Riona. I think I read the description the other day, and Raylan, and someone is after Riona, and Raylan is her bodyguard that her brothers have basically said she's got to have because her life is in danger. And so that's what's happening, without saying too much, obviously I don't want to spoil anything. But I am loving that bit, like I'm loving the plot. It's just, I don't know what it is. Now things are starting to happen, like they've just had their first moment. I just didn't feel anything. Okay, so please don't mind the way I look right now. But last night I just realised I didn't actually end up doing a update because I finished it quite late, so I just ended up going to bed. But I did finish Broken Vows, and I really enjoyed this book. I rated it 4.25 stars, as I just found it really hard to find a connection between the characters still, but I did really enjoy the plot and everything that happened at the end. I just was not expecting, like the twist kind of. So now I am going to start Heavy Crown, and this one I don't really know too much about it. Oh, this one also has deckled edges, which I'm not a big fan of. It says Sebastian Gallo couldn't believe it when he saw her being stuffed into a trunk. Yelena Lenina, the only daughter of the most vicious Bratvar boss in Chicago. The Bratvar hate Sebastian's family. In fact, they burned his uncle alive. He should have just left Yelena to her fate, but she fought like a Valkyrie. Sorry, I'm butchering all the words. Just ferocious and unbreakable. Sebastian had to save her, and after feeling the electricity between them, he knows he has to make her his too. Elena is determined to never submit to a man, but she's also growing tired of being used as her father's pawn. And as their families wage a vicious battle across the city, making moves and vowing vengeance, Sebastian decides he'll fight for her heart and freedom, whatever it takes. He knows they're meant to be together, and he'll push her to her limits to prove it. So that sounds really, really good, and it's quite short as well, so hopefully I can finish it today. We'll see. It's already like 5 o'clock though, so yeah, I'm very, very excited to get into this. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so I want to do the final update of saying that I finished Heavy Crown, which was obviously the last book, and I'm in between the rating of 4.25, 4.5, but I need to get this video ended because I need to edit it ready to go up
while I'm taking the break. So I'm in between, and I am leaning more towards like a 4.5. I mean, it could be even higher. I don't know, I haven't really had time to set my thoughts. I've literally just finished it, but I did really enjoy this one. I love the plot, I love the storyline, I just loved everything about it. I really did feel the connection between the characters within this story. I was addicted to the story and the book, and I just loved everything about it. It was very intriguing. I also have noticed a little pattern with this series where I like one book, wasn't a big fan, liked another, wasn't a big fan. So I did notice that little pattern, which, to be honest, I didn't mind, because it kind of like, at least I had some favourites in between. It's not like I hated the other ones, it's just sometimes I didn't feel a connection between the characters, or with like Savage Lover, I didn't really like, the storyline wasn't really for me. But overall, I did really enjoy this series, and I highly recommend. I can't remember if I also said for Brutal Prince, but I'll leave my thoughts here that I put in my book club in case you wasn't there, like my live discussion. These are the notes that I wrote. I just wanted to put them there in case I didn't really say, because I can't remember. But I just want to say thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye.